Okay, are we live? We're live again. All right, so this one got a couple of little notes. The test expectations that I was looking at were maybe wrong. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is virtual. Scope custom element. Where are these? Virtual. I mean, we can, but what are we on? We want to go back to scaffold. I literally haven't touched this. I just went off and had some lunch. So let's commit this. Nope. We're gonna commit -m whip. And we'll check out the scaffold one. -f. So there's these virtual tests. Apparently. Virtual. I've never seen this before. Third party. Blink. Web tests. Virtual. Yep. Scoped custom element registry disabled. Fascinating. So I guess I can just run these. Web test virtual scoped. Reset results. So what I was missing is I thought that they were failing. I thought I'd properly rebaselined them and they were failing and I couldn't explain them, and that was the reason, because they're an entirely different set of tests that I've completely missed out on. And so the new line is null but got undefined. That seems legit now. If this is a test that tests the revamped scope registry, but only in a virtual, only when disabled, even, this is good, I guess. So we'll rebaseline those, and then there was another comment. Should this be represented as a partial dictionary? Shadow root in it now. I think this is just the test. I think David has probably pointed out that I removed a bunch of stuff. So it was in WPT and interfaces, scoped this one. And yes, partial dictionary, scoped custom, no, not scoped custom, that's not what I'm talking about. Shadow root in it. Custom element registry, which is a custom element registry. That seems fine. If that's the case, then we can possibly do element creation options, I believe it's called. I didn't realize you could do partial dictionaries. So we'll try that out. I'm not sure what that's going to do for the tests, but we can mark this one done, and we're working on that one, so we'll mark that one done for now. We'll see how we go. This might get us close to fully parsing and merged CL, which means that we can then look at the next ones. But I was thinking about the second patch that I did, and I wonder how useful this actually is, because we moved stuff from documents to tree scope, all of these new methods, and they had it to move them to tree scope, and I was like, that makes sense, let's just do that. And it kind of made sense, but I feel like it's making less sense because I don't think scope custom element registries now have create element on the shadow root. So I actually think we want to abandon this change effectively. Hello. Crash. Oh yeah, I need to recompile. Yeah, I think we want to abandon this change because I don't think there's a reason why it should be in I don't think there's a reason why these should be in tree scope anymore, given that all of the APIs will stay within document. So I think I'm going to abandon this one. Scoped custom elements no longer expose create element on shadow roots. Pointless. So that was a lot of work for no reason, but you know, we played around with the APIs, we got a bit closer, but there's still some good work in there that I will tease out in a second. Great. Yeah. So the next step then would be we'll figure out the stuff with the create element, and then we'll maybe look at import node, I guess. We'll skip that for now. Wait. We just want to basically get this whole lot. That feels wrong. Maybe not. Maybe right. Let's see what happens. Let's commit this for baseline. Oh, we also want to... We want this one. We want to see how this goes. I don't know if that actually did anything like useful. And partial interfaces, partial dictionaries to PTIDL. Found redundant baselines. Can remove. I'll try that. was a little frustrating. So the latest patch set calls... What have we added? We added these partial dictionaries and we've added some new expectations. Well, let's try run this and see. Okay. So let's go back to our whip. Scoped. And I guess we want to rebase on top of scaffold. But we probably want to tree scoped at H. I think we want to undo create element for binding and stuff. Maybe we want to yeah, because diff the only changes really made, like the other changes I think we can trivially reapply, so why don't we keep this? Let's make a second one off of scaffold. Did we? Yeah. And so we had a create element, which is now in document. Create element. Is it not? Oh, in the headers, this is the problem, right? We had to move them one way or another, and so it makes sense to move them out from tree scope. So we don't need this anymore. Create element. So now we're going to have, we've got create element for binding with no arg. Create element for binding with the stringer options. Create element ns with no arg. Create element ns with that. Then create element, which is the underlying one. We want to also have, I guess it's going to be a const custom element registry pointer registry. So then in document CC, we had these like create element for binding. We don't need this now, this comment, because that's just irrelevant. Yeah. The other thing is this is going to be a document create element from binding. And I genuinely do believe the change that we did before was useful, which is to call create element for binding. And we'll just pass name, null pointer, and exception state. Exception state. Oh, autocomplete annoys me sometimes. And then again here, this is going to be, maybe we won't make that change, but hello. Snuck in a little document, did you? No, thank you. Exception state. So this one also becomes document. I'm sure there are others. So this becomes document, if I can spell it right. This one becomes document. Yeah. Cool. And so we'll figure out the registry here. So we're going to have a const custom element registry pointer registry. This is just going to be registry. Create element ns. I want to do the same thing. This I just want to say return create element ns namespace URI qualified name null pointer exception state. I think it's just much cleaner. This needs to return. And so this get type extension we refactored to be called flatten create element options. And I think we don't want it to decheck. Instead we want to return early if not stringer options. Oh yeah, we were returning atomic string. Let's return void. Let's atomic string is and custom element registry registry and then we can say is and we can do what we've done before. It's getting a bit repetitive now, but how well has custom element registry. We're going to say custom. No, we're going to say registry is going to equal options custom element registry, and is equals atomic string. And we want to say is equals atomic string here, and then get type extension is going to be flatten element this thing, but we're going to pass in is registry. I don't think we need document. Oh, we need document because I use counter. Okay. So let's do what we did before. We're going to pull up the spec. I probably should just use the diff, but I don't mind retyping these things because I really want to lock it in my head what is going on here. Create element. document for binding. Oh yeah, see? Yeah. Whoops. So this, that. Where do we start using document? We start using it here. So let's take this. Then we say let registry be the result of flattening these. And so here we want to say atomic string is custom element registry is null pointer is registry string or options. That looks fine, except for this. Just needs to do this. Let namespace be, oh yeah, so this is this step here, and then we return the result. This needs to be registry. So let's do the same for create element in S. Which is pretty much the same thing, just skipping the tag name stuff, like step 2 and step 4. Maybe even step 1. Wait, this is wrong. This is the wrong. I want to be in this one. I don't know why I ended up in the wrong place. So I think that's this, right? Again, we don't want to do the stringer options thing. 2, let registry blah 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 be the result of this, and so again we want to say custom element registry is null pointer, and we're going to say is registry. Now we don't do oh, the internal, no, but this is we don't do a throw like we do here. This is an invalid character exception. This is the same invalid character exception. Which is here. Oh well. I think this is okay. I'm going to try and compile it. Yeah. The one issue that we haven't done, so we've got, there's a flatten element creation options method, which we should probably kind of copy. Flatten create element options. And let's just grab this for now. So we don't need this. This is weird. Where that registering is given options in this. This is not quite right, I think, because options is not forced to be an object. It can just be a string. Element or creation options dictionary. I'm guessing this doesn't implement. No, so it does implement DOM string or element or creation options. There's no either flatten, given a string or. Okay, so if options is a dictionary, it's not. If registry is null, set registry to the result. Return but there's no else. There should be an else, I believe. Thank you, Pascal. He says you came from the garden to watch this. I came from the garden to do this. Yeah, this is a mistake, I think, in the spec. Flatten element creation options. If options create custom element registry exists, then set to it. If options is exists, then set to it. If registry is non-null and is non-null, throw a not supported error. I'm not sure this is necessary because I don't see why you can't do customized built-ins with custom registries. But anyway, I think we're missing the alternate case. This makes sense from the POV of WebKit, says Justin. I agree. I think, I don't know, I need to explore it more. Maybe I'll just avoid adding that non-null exception, or the not supported error even, and we'll figure out if Chrome actually needs that. And then if it doesn't, I think I want to come in here to say that this should be a supported use case. But I think we're missing the alternate case here for when options is a string. Is never set to options. Hello, Justin. How's it going? Too few arguments. 973. Not here. Where document H 973. No, lies on both. Element CC, too few arguments. Ah, create element in element CC. Oh. Not elements. Element. 9. What is factory? Factory is a document. Yeah, we ran into this before actually. The is value clone, and then so the registry is going to be custom element registry, right? That's on. Yeah. Cool. That's that problem solved. So that oh, it should also there should also be a test here. It might be worth checking this out if one of y'all who feels like they've got some energy to comb through the web platform test for this. If you clone with a custom element registry, does the cloned element have like adopt the same registry? Because it should here. This is what this change would do. So we should make sure that's backed with a WPT. The same for script. Wow, script element. Okay, I'm going to be lazy here and say create element. It's going to default to a null pointer. I think we ran into the exact same issue before. I'm basically repeating my work. So yeah, let's double check this. So we're not going to set them to null. We'll just so I mean it's really nitpicky, but let's keep it spec order. Whoops. So if options is a dictionary, if options custom element registry exists, set registry to it. If options is exists, set it to it. We'll do a to do maybe. we should say to do unsure if this is necessary, but it's in the spec. Registry is null if not registry. We already have document here, so we can just say custom element registry. Let's just number these steps. This one, I'm going to close these. So one, two, three. This is 3.1, I guess. 3.1, 3.2. Oh, I've accidentally folded that. I do that a lot. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 4, and then 5. We've got some failures. Fall through. Oh, because we run into this exact same issue before, but because we were refactoring this, we need a break. Because this used to return, but now it has multiple values. It needs to not return. Create element for binding in shadow root. Shadow root. If I can type CC create element for 489. Oh. Shadow root IDL. It doesn't have create element anymore. I don't think it has set these APIs either. Maybe that can be its own patch, but I don't know. I'm not that precious about doing these in super isolated patches. I just want to get some of the bulk of it done, so that there's not so much boilerplate to comb through, and we can actually like talk about implementations. Pascal says, so every element will default to document unless set otherwise. That is true. Yeah, every element is going to get the documents custom element registry. Though there's, I think, some very weird things we need to look at. Custom element registry on document, I think. Yeah, I'm still not sure about that, but yeah. Shadow root custom element registry. Oh, unless you do shadow root create element. So shadow root create element no longer exists. That's been removed from this specification. 1173. Nope. In document. document, yeah. I mean, just dcheck document. Yeah, I guess one could argue that there's an ergonomic API there, which is like shadow root create element means that it can take the create element, can take the custom element registry from the shadow root, which is slightly more ergonomic than doing document create element and passing in a shadow root, passing in a custom element registry. In other words, shadow root create element, my thing, is easier than document create element, my thing, custom element registry, shadow root dot custom element registry. Oops, like that kind of sucks. That's a lot longer, but also I don't know if there's a meaningful benefit other than that, other than ergonomics. Yeah, and we can always add it later, I guess. I've called something registry rather than registry. That's not going to help compiling. What else? Looks like document on 1187. So we're using this. So we want to hoist this up. 1195. No. Get document found in multiple base classes of different types. In Node, there's a get document. Oh, this was treescope before. But this doesn't need to be treescope. This needs to be this, which also means, well, this is static. Which is awkward, but whatever. We'll roll with it. But yeah, we don't need to call get document because we are the document. So this becomes this. And I've called, I've mistyped a variable there, so maybe now it'll compile. Meanwhile, we're dry running, and we've got another. Oh, we got a +2. Fantastic. This means this is, if this passes, this should merge. This is basically done. We are the document. Okay. Non-const L value document cannot bind to type document for 1294. I think I want to do this, I guess. Probably the same here, but we'll find out when it tells us off. In fact, I just know it's going to be. Should we find out where else we did it? There it is, nonetheless. 1267. On this thing that I accidentally folded over. Also has document, needs to be this. This should also be this, which means that probably the other one needs to be the same. Okay. Pointers. There is one more, says Pascal. This one? These? This one? This one? This one? This one? This one? This one? I think these are fine. Oh, there's one more document and document. You are right. No matching because document to document pointer. I mean, flatten could also just return reference, because then we can drop the D check. That doesn't help with these though. So 1255. I always forget like which way around. I think this is a pointer, isn't it? So it should work like that. We've got both styles now, so one will fail. And it'll tell us what we need to do. We don't need... Ah, there. This was the one that you saw, wasn't it? This should be this. 1203. This should be this. 1199. That's now this. Undeclared, so 1194 calls document. This should be, well, just convert local name. Yeah, so these used to be in the tree scope namespace, and so this value would have been a tree scope. But now we've refactored them to be document because they no longer exist in Shadowroot. We need to clean up all of these kind of weird references where it's like, we're not using the this, we're using the get document, and then we're using document as the variable everywhere. I guess I didn't need to do that, but it's nicer. 1173. Ah, yes. So because I changed this to a reference rather than a pointer, it no longer uses the dereference operator. Document on 1202 is just going to be is XHTML document. Okay, those are the last two, I think. Whilst we're doing that, let's just do a GitCL format. I find it really helpful to compile and also change files at the same time. That's sarcasm. Yeah, it really helps you keep focused, because you're like, did I just change this file and that's because and now there's a compiler error, or did I or was there a compiler error before I changed the file and I have fixed it whilst it's been compiling? It's living life dangerously, you know. Just write files as they get compiled. Okay, cool. Looks like we're passed. So now we can run our test suite and see what we've actually passed, because we've at least accomplished a compile. Let's just double check. Yeah, so we got this, which we don't want. Are we doing any D checks? We should probably D check in flatten. Flatten. So do a D check here. Whoops. Fine, I guess. Right roll. What did I do wrong? Oh, I removed treescope.h because I don't think it's needed, and so we're going to do a huge recompile now, I guess. Fun. And we've only got 6 minutes until the next meeting. Are we going to do it in time is the question. What I'd like to do in the next 4 minutes, maybe I'll be late to this next meeting that some of you are probably going to be joining. I want to get this compiled, run the tests, get it pushed up as a CL, unless there's loads of crashes, which will break my heart. But also, I guess if there are crashes, we'll refine it another day. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to work on it the rest of the week is the problem. So whatever state that we're in, basically what I've done is I have broken scoped custom element registries for anyone using experimental web platform features in Chrome, because this has been +2'd, so this is going to merge with all of the stubbed out stuff that returns null pointer, but also deletes stuff from the old experimental one. And then maybe I'll also get this one ready to merge. But if not, then basically nothing is going to work, I don't think. So that's good. So let's go for the whole folder. I'm going to reset results. And we'll see what we've passed and what we haven't. Meantime, let's just go over what we've done then. That's a lot. So this is no longer tree scope create element for binding. This is document create element for binding, and it just calls with a null pointer, which means yeah, get type extension also flatten creation options. Which sets this to an atomic string if it's not available. Otherwise, we check if we got a custom element registry, set the registry. Otherwise, if we've got an is, we set the is. If there isn't a registry, we get the documents registry. This more closely follows the steps. So we've got like is and registry get flattened. We call create element with a registry that just gets passed through. Same for create element in S. Yes, yes. We don't need that. Yes. We don't need that. We want this as well. We want the custom element registry on the element. So this is good. Getting rid of all the shadow root stuff. We're getting rid of this from the header. That's fine. That's good. We didn't do in create element. We're not actually using. Oh no, we are using the registry here. So this is cool. So that should be enough. Use registry argument in create options. Let's run a git CL format as well. It was not running properly anyway, Pascal said. The old scope custom element registry was kind of working based on the old API. Inner HTML doesn't work for reasons, but everything else I think was working okay. But yes, we do need to you know, this has broken it further so that there's like it's less than useless now. It's not going to be actively harmful, but it's less than useless. Yeah, there were definitely still bugs in the old one. Yeah, this is very much in a halfway state, but you know, they call it experimental web platform features for a reason. It's not called stable web platform features. So let's see what we got. Nope. Nope. Hey, we got some passes. Let's do a checkout. We want to get rid of this and this. Okay, look at this. This is lovely. Oh yeah, this is what I really like to see. A bunch of them are just deleted. That means that we passed all of the tests in these. The only one that isn't is custom element registry upgrade, which is interesting. We'll look at that in a minute. But this is shaping up well. So let's go to this one and yeet the we're going to do a commit amend, and we're going to go to see a bug, sign in, signed to me. I can't see it. Reported by me. It was definitely... Respect. Do you know what? It was probably... There it is. I used my other email. So, different bug ID. This is going to be implements the custom element registry option on create element NS. This implements the meeting didn't start yet. We're everything's coming up Millhouse. We're not late for a meeting, and we're winning. So this implements custom element registry, the option on create element. We need to. I think it's 70. Is this by refactoring the respective methods to use the to follow the spec as described in the for scoped custom element registries. This also takes the opportunity to refactor the create element APIs, dropping them from shadow root as the revamped specification does not include these APIs as part of does not include these APIs as part of shadow root. Yeah, I think that's just fine. Cool. Let's do an upload. So, see how far this one's progressing, if anything's changed. It's still trying. What have we got in terms of checks? A timeout on page offset in the viewport. I don't think that's relevant to us. Cool. I think this one might actually merge. And then the second one, which is this one, once this cooks. Our meeting has started. Okay, well, that's the perfect time to end the stream. You know, we've seen this. I'll clean these up and then that'll be that. I'll submit this and I think we're good to go. So, thank you very much if you've been watching. We're off to go have another web components meeting. I'll see you around.